Hi guys, Wonderlust Odyssey here. So today we're going to be doing a couple of Disney conspiracy theories. Without further ado, let's get on to the video. A popular theory going around since the movie Frozen has came out is that Frozen, The Little Mermaid, Tangled, and Tarzan are all connected. Everybody knows Anna and Elsa's parents had to go. Well, they left on a ship, and we saw that the ship did sink during the movie. But where was that ship exactly headed to? The ship was headed to Rapunzel's wedding, and that's why you see them in the palace during that movie scene when they're going through inauguration, because they feel bad since they caused their parents' death because they invited them to the wedding. And then that connects to Tarzan because Tarzan's parents look awfully a lot like Anna and Elsa's parents. So Tarzan can actually be their brother, but Tarzan's parents got eaten, so we would never really know that. It connects with Ariel and the Little Mermaid because the ship that she was frolicking around in and swimming around in, finding these knickknacks and all that stuff, that was the same ship that, well, it looks so similar to the ship that actually sunk that the parents were on. So that's a theory that how all these four movies connect. There's a theory that Carl Fredricksen from Up, the whole entire movie is around the thoughts of him right before he dies. So Russell represents Carl's guardian angel, which is why he asks to help Carl because he has to earn his wings. And earn his wings pretty much means to be a full angel. Kevin represents a higher calling, pretty much like a god. Doug the dog himself represents a metaphor for transition. Doug was once dog but switched to Carl and Russell's side. Doug was the bottom ranking dog but became alpha. Through the translation collar, Doug bridged the gap between animal and human, in the same way that Doug is helping Carl to bridge the gap between life and afterlife. Muntz is evil. Muntz is evil because he made up a story of lies, and the hounds that he sent out were a symbolism of the hounds of hell. So pretty much he sent out the hounds to go fetch Carl because Carl's soul was the prize there. Biblically speaking, as Lucifer's prize is Carl's soul. The house represents Carl's attachment to the physical world, with Paradise Falls being Carl's perceived representations of actual heaven. When Carl finishes his transition and completes his greatest adventure, he reunites with Ellie in heaven. That's kind of a sad conspiracy theory, but it's kind of happy at the end because he reunites with his wife up in heaven. A good theory about Peter Pan and Neverland is that the Lost Boys from Peter Pan actually never grew up because Peter Pan had killed them. He was their guardian angel who led the departed dying children to Neverland, and pretty much that is limbo for them, because limbo is the world between heaven and hell. And every time a new child pops up there, it's pretty much another child that Peter Pan had killed off. Belle and Jane are related from Beauty and the Beast and Tarzan. They are iconic characters that have more in common. Not only do Belle and Jane have yellow dresses, they also have an eccentric father. Another similarity between these two characters is that they both have a thing for wild men and a passion for civilizing those men. Belle figured out a way to communicate with the beasts just like Jane was able to communicate with Tarzan. Remember the tea set that Tarzan's gorilla friend Turk was drumming on? Well, what if that was actually Miss Potts and Chip from Beauty and the Beast, like their old bodies? If Jane really is the great-granddaughter of Belle and Beast, then it will explain why Jane looks so similar to Belle. They do have a really similar look, but so does every single Disney princess. But she does look like she could be like distinctly related in some way to Belle. Andy's mom is actually Emily. So when Jessie was introduced to Toy Story 2, fans knew her as a cowgirl without fear, but she did fear one thing. She feared abandonment. And that was because Emily abandoned her way before when she was a child. Evidence to why the mom is actually Emily is because she has the exact same hat that she passed on to Andy. I know anyone can own a simple cowboy hat, but this hat was the same color as Jessie's hat. Why would Andy be playing with Jessie's hat instead of a hat that looked like Woody's? That's why people think and have thought up of this conspiracy theory, because it makes more sense that maybe she bought Woody because it reminded her of Jessie. And since Jessie's a collector's item now, she can't really afford a Jessie doll. Nemo is dead the whole movie. There is a theory that Nemo died all along with his mother Coral and the rest of his siblings. And in the movie, Marlin's journey is to cope with his grief. Literally the 5 stages of grief. There's also a hint in the name Nemo. It means nothing in Latin. Well, the first stage of grief is denial, and that's why he imaginates his son, and he goes on a long journey to rescue his son, but in reality he's rescuing himself. And by the end of the movie, he rescued himself. The Little Mermaid and Peter Pan take place in the same universe, and Captain Hook killed Ariel's mom. Evidence about this is that Denmark and England are so close to each other that Neverland could be somewhere in between. And the core of this theory is that Ariel's mother, Athena, could be seen in Peter Pan, and since we know both mermaids were killed by pirates, and there are many pirates in Neverland, the mom was pretty much killed off before we even knew that she was in that movie. That theory is kind of sad, but no, it's just plain sad. So that wraps up my video. I hope you guys like these conspiracy theories. It took a while to actually look some up, and I'll link the sources that I found below. Another thing I'd like to say before I end this video is sorry that I haven't posted in almost 2 weeks. I've been really busy with my job, and I'll be uploading more content as soon as I'll get to it. So for now, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Bye, my wanderers.